What's up everyone, I'm Englund and today I'm trying out the FM3 amp modeler and effects processor from Fractal Audio. Now, when I've been out touring, with the Haunted for instance, I've been bringing this. This is my touring case and I'm gonna open it up, see what's in it. Oof. Okay, the first thing that I'm bringing out is this, which is the Fractal X8 pedal. I've been using this a fair bit when I've been out touring with the Haunted, for instance, just to have, a quick and great sounding preamp that I could hook up into any power amp out there. Like if I would be flying to a festival, for instance, or a tour in Australia, there would be like a backline amplifier there, usually like a 5150 or a Mesa rectifier. So I would use this X8 to go into the effects loop of that amplifier and, I would have a kick-ass sound, all my different tones for all the different songs that we're doing in this one unit. It would be a very consistent way of me getting my type of sound all across the world, right? I've been using this since 2014. And I actually already made a video using this thing and hooking it up to an amplifier and all that, so you can check that out somewhere, I don't know. But that's an old video now, because ever since Fractal Audio announced the FM3, I've been extremely excited. Basically what it is, it's the next generation of the XFX, the XFX 3, in this smaller unit that you can tour with or put in your backpack or something like that. Obviously you don't have as much processing power, but you still have all the effects and all that like in the big XFX 3. So basically the FM3 is the follow-up to the X8. And as you can see here, it's just slightly smaller. It's just one row. I mean, the X8 had, 5 different switches here at the front, and then you have a tuner or whatever. All of these are assignable. And my first concern when I saw the FM3 is that, okay, I don't think I'm gonna have enough of these switches down here, but there's also the FC6 that you can connect to this thing and you have an external MIDI controller or something like that. So for this showcase right here, I'm gonna use the FM3 like I would in a live situation, hooking it up to a real amplifier in a cabinet. The single share in this video is guitar going into the FM3, and that goes into my Roadster Mesa over there into a 4x12 cabinet. I picked the Roadster because the rectifier is usually the most common amplifier out there in a backline situation on festivals and all that. It's always available, it's a classic. So the tones that I'm making here is maybe not the best tone you would want if you would go direct using a cab IR in this thing and then going straight to a mixing desk or an audio interface. I've tailored the sound in this FM3 to sound good through an amp and a cabinet. So it's a little different than regular demos that you would see of this unit. But I'm gonna demo it this way because this is how I'm gonna use this unit when I'm out touring, okay? So the way that I had the X8 set up when I was playing with the Haunted is that I had one preset for every song. The difference between the presets would be what effect I would be using for leads or, the different type of clean tone for that particular song or something like that. So for one song, I had one preset and I would switch scenes basically to switch between a rhythm tone, a clean tone, and a lead tone. And then I also had this. You can actually see it on here. It says rhythm, lead, clean, and then kebab. Kebab is my special tone, and that was usually the one thing that was different in between the presets. For instance, for one song, that kebab note would be a lead tone with a wah pedal, and for another song it would be a lead tone but with a harmonic shifter or something like that. So I switched between the presets in between the songs, and then I was using scenes to switch between the different types of tones within the song. So in the FM3, I've made 2 presets already, trying to kind of find a really good center ground for a good live tone. So in this preset, Ola's Heavy EVH Wah, I have 3 different scenes, okay? I have main rhythm, clean, and lead. So we have main rhythm. Lead. And then we have clean. So pretty... Sorry. So pretty straightforward. So in between these different scenes, I have a couple of different things happening. So in between main rhythm and lead tone, for instance, if you check the amp block right here and check the mids, when I change to the lead tone, you can see the mids are cranked. This is done by a scene controller that controls the mid knob. So basically what would happen is that when I'm playing this heavy rhythm, switching to lead, it would be like me going to the amplifier and then cranking the mids on the amplifier. So I have a couple of different changes like that happening. As you can see here, I also have an input boost for the lead. So on rhythm, it's not engaged. On lead, it is engaged. So I get a little bit of more gain for leads playing, basically. And in the clean tone, the amp block is disengaged altogether. So it's just a compressor and a graphical EQ, basically, that's making the clean tone. So. And just having clean DI or a really good sounding pickup, I mean, you don't really need a clean amplifier or anything like that. You can just do a little EQ on a, on a DI. And switching in between these scenes like this is what I've found probably the best and most seamless way of switching in between tones while you're playing guitar. In a lot of these modelers, if you change presets or different settings, that's usually where you're gonna end up with a gap or something happening. And live, a small little gap like that where there's a pause of silence, it can really fuck up the mood. So using scene controllers and switching scenes is the absolute best way of switching tones. You can also utilize the channel in the individual blocks. You can see there's a channel A, B, C, D in the amp block, but I still get a little bit of a gap happening when I'm switching in between channels even. So I'd rather just have the scene controllers change up the sound a little bit. It's just a lot more seamless sounding. So one of my concerns that I had earlier that I was talking about was, the amount of switches on this thing. And I'm not entirely sure if these three right here are enough. But I would like to have that fourth switch right here where I can switch to my kebab sound, my special sound. So say I have my lead tone with a wah right here, instead of doing that, this time around, I have the wah block here and it's controlled by my volume pedal. I have an expression pedal down here. So when the expression pedal is at 0, the effect is off. And having this, auto turn off engaged on the expression pedal, that means I don't have to have that fourth controller right here. I have the wah on all of these scenes right here. It's just that it's automatically off until I do something on the expression pedals. So as soon as I back off, it shuts off. So that spares me a couple of switches where I would normally have a scene with a wah engaged, for instance. So now I have the wah on all these scenes, but it's disengaged until I touch the pedal. Clean as well. And it's working really well, I must say. Now, in order to have this setup happening right here with the FM3 basically being the preamp of the power amp of this real amplifier, I would need to shut off the power amp modeling, and that's what I've done here. You can do it in the setup section. And, since I'm utilizing the power amp of the real amplifier, you don't really need that part in the FM3. Okay, I'm gonna try another preset that I have. Basically the same type of tone as the previous one with the wah, but this one has a pitch happening instead of the wah. So the pitch is set as an intelligent harmony, and it's in key of D, Alien minor. And what I'm doing right here, as you can see here with this thing, is that I'm controlling the level of the second harmony with my expression pedal right here. Okay, as you can see. It sounds a little cheesy, I know, but I've been using this a fair bit just to add a little spice, you know, to the live show. And I felt that if I have an expression pedal, I can control the volume. It sounds a lot more natural rather than just going full on all the time. You know? But if I use the expression pedal and just slightly add that second harmony, it just sounds a little better. I have that second voice also a little bit detuned, a little bit of a delay happening, so it doesn't sound, you know, super artificial as well. So I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I think it sounds really good actually. In the Axe 8 I was using the Angle Severe amp modeling, and in this one I'm using the EVH. Let's see which one is it? It's the 5153 50 watt blue. I think it sounds really kick-ass. Let me try a couple of different amplifiers. Another one that I like was the Friedman 2018. So that's all I wanted to show with this demo right here. It's basically how I would use it in my type of application with the Honda when I'm out touring. It feels like I have found some sort of a good starting point with this preset right here that I can build my live preset with. And I will share this preset, so you can download it in the description of this video if you liked it. I've also put on this actual cab right here so you can connect it to your interface or whatever, but it's obviously not going to sound the same as if you hook it up to amplifier and a cabinet. But then at least you can use it in whatever application you want if you want to go direct or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty happy actually with this thing. It's smaller. Smaller is always better. Smaller is not always better. Sorry. But I think it's a really nice upgrade from the Axe 8 that I've been using for a lot of years, and I'm pretty sure I'm ready to retire the Axe 8, to be honest. It's been serving me really, really well, and I'm really happy about it. You know, it still sounds really good, but I'm really happy with this. It sounds kick-ass, and you know, it's saving me a bunch of space. But this is just a natural progression, and you know, I think it sounds fucking kick-ass. And to be able to get this type of tone live with just bringing this small little thing, that makes me incredibly happy. And it's a really, really good solution for any touring musician that just want to save money so they don't have to bring, you know, their amplifiers and the cabinets. It makes a lot of sense. And if you don't have the money for the backline, well, then you can go direct. You know, so there's a fair bit of different options out there for your type of application, I would say. So that's my short little demo for my application of the FM3. Maybe I'll make more of a complete review or demonstration of this thing, but as of right now, I'm really happy with this because this is what I wanted to try out. I wanted to see if this is the option for me to upgrade my live tone, and it is. So I'm really excited about that. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up. I will be sharing both these presets. They're available in the description of this video. Hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.